So throughout middle school and high school, I've always faked who I was because I didn't think people would understand what I've been through and what people can connect to me with. So, and then I also thought about ending it 4 to 5 times, and that was like the hardest part. But the good thing is, I'm 6 months free of being depressed and all, and I've got involved with a church community from a teacher who was Miss Frozen in this school, and she was my tutor since freshman year. She asked me if I wanted to go to a liquid church event, and I was like, maybe, I don't know, because I didn't really think what it was like or I've never been to one. So I really had a fun time going because I've never got judged before. Everyone was so helpful and so welcoming. And one day, a person walks up on stage and talks about self-worth. And during that time, she told us to go up on a whiteboard and write, "You are good," write something about yourself. So I wrote "good enough." And I wrote that because I didn't feel like at the time I wasn't good enough for people to understand and talk to them about. So, and then that moment changed my life because I didn't feel like, after that, I didn't feel like I want to go my whole rest of my life thinking about that I'm not good enough because it may affect me in the long run, sports, and etc. And then after that too, I felt really close to people because I found out this girl who was in my church group who thought about doing the same stuff as I did. And that felt really good to me because then I knew that if I really needed it, I can go ask her for help or ask anyone in the church. And the really big thing is, and then they help you with your struggles. So after Christmas, I got really devastating news. I had an old hockey friend and his dad who went to Disneyland over Christmas break. They passed away a week before Christmas. I got the news right after Christmas. And the people who were at my church, the people who were in my group, reached out to me and asked if I was okay. And this made me feel like I was not alone in this situation because I knew I could get through anything with them. So in church, I found this because you can open up to people and they won't judge you by what you're going through or what you're dealing with. On the other hand, school you can tell to counselors and people about it, but they can't really help you because they're focused on other students too. So even though if you tell them, you can talk to them about it, yes, that's good. But in church, you can see them every weekend, like Sundays, and talk about it, and they'll ask you, how are you doing? It also changed my perspective on some things. If I was ever going to end it, and I didn't, luckily, I wouldn't have done the things that I do now, like hockey, anything in sports, and I've become a better person because of it. Research shows being religious reduces suicide rates, drugs, and alcohol use. And even if you're in a church community or a church group, you can grow on you can expand as yourself and as your personal growth. And a 2005 study says in San Francisco Bay, who believed in God or being religious buffers with depression. A 2013 study shows that patients who are getting treated for depression do better with treatment if they believe in God or being religious. What does joining a church community mean? It doesn't mean you have to fully believe in God, or if you do, that's good. But if you're open-minded about it, going. And then also find a church group who won't judge you on your sexuality, race, and etc. And it can also lead you to make more friends and connect to better people. Thank you.